Am I the a-hole for saying my brother-in-law and his future wife can't sleep in our bedroom while we host them on their honeymoon? I'm a 35-year-old female, and my husband is 36. We're fortunate to live in a beautiful part of the world that's often chosen as a honeymoon destination. My brother-in-law, 30 male, and his soon-to-be wife, 28 female, are getting married this August, and they asked us about a month ago if they could stay with us during their honeymoon. Since they're family and tight on funds, we were happy to help and agreed to host them in our home. We live in a 2-bedroom house. The second bedroom serves as my home office, and when guests visit, we set up an air mattress in there. It's not luxury, but it gets the job done. Last week, my brother-in-law asked my husband if they could stay in our bedroom instead. He didn't go into specifics, but the vibe was pretty clear. An air mattress doesn't exactly scream honeymoon. Basically, they wanted a more comfortable and likely more private space for their first few days as a married couple. When my husband brought it up to me, I was honest. I told him I wasn't comfortable with the idea of them sleeping in our bed during their honeymoon. It's our personal space, and frankly, it grosses me out. We all know what honeymoons involve, and I don't want to share that energy with my own mattress. To my relief, my husband agreed with me. We politely declined, but apparently that didn't go over well. His sister is now calling us selfish, saying that it's their honeymoon and they shouldn't have to sleep on an air mattress. She thinks we're being unreasonable for not letting them use our bedroom, just for a few days. We love everyone in this situation, especially my brother-in-law and his fiancée. But I'm not budging. I find the request totally inappropriate. It's not like they're asking to borrow a pan or use our shower. They're asking to consummate their marriage in our bed. Nope, not happening. Now my husband is torn. He doesn't want to upset his family, but I can tell he's not comfortable with the idea either. Still, he's leaning toward giving in, just to keep the peace. But me? I'm standing my ground. One commenter online said it best. For the intimate things one does on a honeymoon, they should book a hotel. I 100% agree. If privacy and comfort matter that much, then they should invest in their own space. Another person said, the original poster's boundary is perfectly reasonable. This is their home and their bed, not a honeymoon suite. If the newlyweds want a certain level of luxury or privacy, they should absolutely be booking a hotel. Expecting to use someone else's personal bedroom for intimate reasons is inappropriate and crosses a major line. Exactly. The fact that they were even comfortable asking makes me feel gross. Also, where did they expect my husband and I to sleep during this romantic escapade in our home? On the couch? In my office on the air mattress they rejected? Please, stand your ground, OP. Someone even shared a personal story. Their now divorced parents honeymooned at a family member's home in Florida. Both parents said it was one of the worst decisions they ever made. It felt disrespectful to consummate the marriage in someone else's home, and they had zero privacy. Looking back, they wish they had just waited and saved for a proper honeymoon. So yeah, I think the consensus is clear. OP is definitely not the a-hole here. But what do you think? Would you honeymoon at a family member's house? Would you let your family honeymoon in your home, especially in your bedroom? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily stories. Am I the A for telling my sister to never speak to me again and kicking my mom out of my house the day before her birthday? This situation has been building for years, mom lacking accountability and my sister always causing drama. But it came to a breaking point this week, and now I'm wondering if I was too harsh. I'm a single mom to a young son. I am a solo business owner in sales. I had just gotten back from a trip, and my mom was helping me by taking my son to daycare the next morning. Around 9 a.m., I got a message from the daycare teacher asking where my son was and if they should save him breakfast, which ends at 9. I was alarmed because he's always there before breakfast, and my mom knows that. So I called her to ask where he was, and she brushed it off and said she just dropped him off, saying, he slept in a little and he ate something at home. I wasn't mad. I just reminded her to please take him before 9 next time so he doesn't miss breakfast or get off schedule. That was that. Then out of nowhere, my sister texted me saying, why are you guys bitching at mom when she's just trying to help you? I called her to ask what she was talking about, and she completely attacked me, siding with my mom and saying if I have a problem, I should drop off and pick up my own kid. That comment sent me over the edge, especially because she said it before. Last week, I had a networking event in the evening. My mom came over to watch my son for 2 hours, and then I got a text that my sister was coming over too. Then she said they were all going to take my son out to dinner. I said no. I didn't want him going out because he's been staying up late lately, and I've been trying to keep him on a bedtime schedule. My sister got mad and said, "This is how you're gonna act? Watch your own kid then." On top of that, she invited her boyfriend over to my house without asking me. So after this most recent comment, I snapped and called her a bitch and blocked her. Later, I told my dad what happened, and he told me I was wrong for using that language, even though it was said after she disrespected me multiple times. Then today, my parents came to my house. I calmly told my mom that I'm tired of her going to my sister behind my back instead of talking to me directly. It leads to my sister attacking me and creating drama, and I'm done with it. My mom completely dismissed what I was saying and told me it wasn't a big deal, and that's your sister. Like, that justifies anything. I got so upset I told her to leave my house. Her birthday is tomorrow, and now I'm the one who looks cold, but I'm just done being gaslit and disrespected by both of them. This is hard for me because I've never had a big falling out like this with my family, but it's just been years of dealing with this, and I'm getting to an age or point in my life where I am not tolerating this type of behavior anymore. So, am I the a-hole for how I reacted? Am I the a-hole for telling a woman at the gym that she's embarrassing herself? I go to the gym pretty regularly. It's a solid part of my routine, good for my physical and mental health. About 6 months ago, I noticed someone new. Let's call her Andrea. That's not her real name, but we'll stick with it for this story. I'm not sure if she actually started going to the gym 6 months ago, or if that's just when she crossed into my radar. Either way, she stood out. Confident, self-assured, the kind of person who seems to know their way around a weight rack. To be honest, I initiated our first interaction. It was a minor thing. I had jumped on a treadmill and noticed the little entertainment system wasn't working. Most of the cardio machines at this gym have TVs built in so you can flip through local channels while running, which helps pass the time. I spotted Andrea walking by and casually asked, "Hey, do you know if there's an issue with the cable? This TV's not working. Might just be this one, but I'm not sure." She paused, smiled, and said something like, "Oh yeah, same thing happened to me the other day on a different machine." I thanked her, she walked off, and that was it. Seemed like a friendly, no-pressure exchange. A week or so later, she came up to me again. This time she asked if I had any electrolyte powder for her water. I didn't, but I answered politely. She shrugged it off and then struck up a bit of conversation. Asked how long I'd been coming to the gym, what I did for work, and where I was from. She mentioned she'd just moved to the area and worked in private security. We chatted for a few minutes. Chill, nothing weird. After that, we talked a few more times over the following weeks. Nothing intense. Just friendly banter in between sets or while filling water bottles. Then, about 6 weeks ago, she asked me out. I was caught off guard. I didn't see it coming, but I was clear and respectful. I told her I wasn't interested. Not in a harsh way. Just said that I wasn't really looking to date right now. She took it well, or so I thought. Said not to worry, that things wouldn't be awkward, and we both went on with our workouts. But after that, something shifted. Andrea kept coming up to talk to me. At first I didn't mind, but then it started to feel off. Not dangerous or aggressive, just like a boundary was slowly being ignored. I began to sense that she wasn't really hearing me. So I started trying to avoid her. Changing up my routine slightly, picking different machines, shortening small talk when she did approach me. About 2 weeks ago, she confronted me at the gym. I was mid-set on a machine where you kind of have to dismount forward, and she was standing right in that spot. She asked me directly if I was avoiding her. I told her honestly, yes, and apologized. I repeated that I wasn't interested in dating. She said, "You don't have to avoid me just because we're not dating." And I said, "Okay, but—" I guess I kept avoiding her anyway. It wasn't about punishing her. I just didn't want to keep getting pulled into interactions I wasn't comfortable with. Fast forward to last night. I'd had a rough day at work, the kind that just drains you, mentally and physically. I went to the gym hoping to clear my head. I was mid-workout when Andrea came over again. This time she was more direct, frustrated even. She said, "Why are you still avoiding me?" I snapped a little. I told her to leave me alone. She asked why I was being such a prick, and I responded, "Because I want you to leave me alone." Then, probably harsher than I should have, I told her she was embarrassing herself and needed to stop. That's when it got weird. She put her foot on top of the weight stack of the machine I was using. For a second, I thought she might push down or mess with it somehow, so I panicked and let go of the bar. The weight slammed down loudly. Heads turned. It was embarrassing. She smirked and said, "Now who's embarrassing himself?" and walked off. That moment really shook me. I didn't like how it felt. Being cornered during a workout, being taunted, not knowing what someone might do around heavy equipment. So I decided to take action. I went in early the next morning and talked to the front desk staff. I explained what happened, especially the part with her putting her foot on the weights. They said they'd talk to her. Later that same day, I went back in for my regular evening session. I was on a leg machine when Andrea walked up again. The first thing she said was that she was sorry about the weights. I don't know if someone spoke to her or if it was genuine self-reflection. I accepted her apology, and, to keep things civil, I apologized too for the embarrassing comment. She said she forgave me, but then added, "If you really want to make it up to me, buy me a drink. I'll buy you one too to make up for the weights." I responded lightly, "Maybe we should buy our own drinks." What I meant was separately, independently. But she misunderstood and started asking me when and where. I clarified. "No, I meant I don't want to go out with you." She said it wouldn't be a date, just a reset to our friendship. I told her I didn't want to be friends either. That's when she got frustrated, called me a douche, asked what my problem was. I tried to explain that the weight incident made me uncomfortable and that I just wanted space. Then came a curveball I truly didn't expect. She asked, "Is your problem with me that I'm Hispanic?" I was stunned. I didn't even know she was. I said, "No, that's not it. You just make me uncomfortable." She kept pressing, wanting to know what exactly made me uncomfortable. I tried to articulate it. The pushing of boundaries, the disregard for my no, the weight incident. But she argued with every point, challenging me like it was a debate. I finally said, "Just please stay away from me." And she walked off, telling me I have a lot of maturing to do. Honestly, I don't know what else I could have done. I was clear, I tried to be respectful, and when that didn't work, I escalated only after repeated boundary crossing. So now I'm left wondering, did I handle this the right way? Did I go too far when I told her she was embarrassing herself? Was I wrong to involve gym staff? Should I have been more patient? Or was this the only way to get the point across? That's my side of the story. Now I'd love to hear yours. Do you think I went too far? Or was I just setting healthy boundaries that she refused to respect? Drop your thoughts. I really want to know what others think. If you enjoy real stories like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We drop new videos every single day, so turn on notifications and never miss a story. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.